بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. In the name of Allah, the merciful, the beneficial, the compassionate, and peace and blessings be upon Muhammad and the sons of Muhammad. One of the most important lessons to be learned from Karbala is how Imam Husain alayhi salam strategized an approach to lighten the hearts of the army of Umar ibn Sa'd and try to move the emotions of the terrorist regime and the terrorist army of Umar ibn Sa'd. And this was clearly resembled in his actions when it comes to Abdullah al-Radi'a, the infant, Ali, the youngest son of Imam Hussein, who was a 6 months infant. Can you imagine an infant not having water? Can you imagine children not having water in some narrations for 3 continuous days? 3 continuous days without water. Abdullah al-Radi' was facing thirst. He was facing exhaustion. He was facing dehydration. And the only way he can stay alive is through some water. So Imam Hussein alayhi salam thought of approaching the army of Umar ibn Sa'd and trying his best to move their emotions and try to anchor some positive feelings of mercy towards this infant who has done nothing wrong and is just an infant. He lifted the infant next to his heart and he walked with the infant steps towards the army of Umar ibn Sa'd. All he wanted was a few drops of water for this infant who was crying, weeping, and had no energy at all. He approached the army of Umar ibn Sa'd, and when he approached the army of Umar ibn Sa'd, he spoke to them. What did he tell them? And this shows us what Imam Hussein alayhi salam wanted to implement as a guideline for Muslims when they disagree and when battles happen. Although Muslims and non-Muslims, humanity should not face war at all. However, Imam Hussein alayhi salam told the army of Umar ibn Sa'd while lifting the infant Ali, the youngest son of Imam Hussein alayhi salam, who is also called Abdullah the infant or Abdullah al-Radi'. He told them, if I'm to be held responsible, what sin has the 6 months old infant taken? A lovely statement. And the goal of this statement is to try to enter light, the light of mercy, the light of passion into the hearts of the army of Umar ibn Sa'd. But their answer was a terrorist, brutal, cruel answer. Instead of bringing a few drops of water to save this infant, the answer was completely different. A spear was struck from the army of Umar ibn Sa'd, and it has reached the infant Ali Asghar or Abdullah al-Radi', and all of a sudden the infant passed away between the hands of Imam Hussein. This brutal act, cruel act, which demonstrates how a person could become animalistic if the light of love and mercy and passion does not enter into his heart. At the end of the day, the army of Umar ibn Sa'd were Muslims. However, they were not following the true Muhammadian Islam. They were following regimes which tried to utilize religion for political reasons. At that stage, which was a very hard stage, if you think of it, before approaching the army of Umar ibn Sa'd, Imam Hussein alayhi salam lost 72 of his loyal companions and of his household. He was alone, lonely, he had no supporter. But he wanted to save the life of this infant. And he took the decision of taking him over to the army of Umar ibn Sa'd. Their brutal reply shows how terrorism could be and how terrorism is color blind, religion blind, and has nothing to do with Islam, could be implemented for Muslims or non-Muslims. There are a lot of attempts to define what terrorism is. And to be honest, in the school of Ahlul Bayt, we need no one define for us what terrorism is. We've learned the lesson and we've defined what terrorism is from Karbala'a, from the brutal battle which took place on the day of Ashoora. Imam Hussein alayhi salam at that moment kept his palm until his palm was full of blood, the blood of his infant. He lifted his palm to the sky and threw the blood towards the sky. What does this action resemble? It resembles sincerity, love, and the will to give whatever you have to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to your love. Oh Allah, accept this. Accept this blood, accept the sacrifice, accept whatever I have for your love. I'm willing to sacrifice the whole universe for your love. And later on, after he has thrown the blood towards the sky, he said, "Oh Allah, oh my Lord, my consolation is the fact that you are witnessing what I am going through." If Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is witnessing what you're going through, He is the governor of this universe at the end of the day. He is the judge. And He will definitely support you as a person who has become ethical in a non-ethical age. May Allah enlighten our hearts with the love of Imam Hussein, and peace and blessings be upon Muhammad and the sons of Muhammad.